Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right. Whew. Went to go see mom today. It was good to have that little area to myself. Last time I came down there, there was somebody down there with me, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. I may have said that on here, but I guess it was a family down the way. And I felt like I was in their way, trying to just kind of stand there, you know what I mean? Stand there and just have a moment with my mother, but like they were having a real moment. It was like two of them, and they were just sitting there like in a real space. So it was like, and they kept looking over at me like this. I'm like, bro, I'm here to see my people. It's like, you here to see yours. I ain't really here to, I'm not really trying to impose on you. Nor do I want you standing here while I'm enjoying my time with my mother. So it's like, I just got up out of there last time, and I figured I'd come back sooner because of it. So that's what I did. It's been about, 11 days? That's the closest amount of time between me visiting there. So it was, you know what it always is, man, me staring at a plaque. I'll tell you how empty that is for my spirit, but I do it anyway. It was rather peaceful walking through there, though. I will admit, it was a peaceful day walking in that cemetery. It's a pretty cemetery. It's not the worst in the world. I was thinking how mom and I actually went up there to make the arrangements when she knew that the cancer had come. I think it was well before things had gotten very bad. She started making arrangements for herself. And she started paying on it herself. So if I'm not mistaken, it may have been a little bit left to pay after she had passed, but not a lot. Like, she had taken care of most of it. She buried herself, basically. And that's just the spirit of my mother, and she took care of business, man. They told her news wasn't so great. She was like, we're going to be prepared. We're not going to have this bill hanging over y'all's heads. I'm going to handle this myself. And that's what she did. But I think there was some type of snag. They wanted us to pay a little more or something. I think it was like a couple more thousands. I was like, Jesus. That's what my grandmother said. I think that's what it was. I don't remember, but yeah, man. I thought about those moments. That's what came to mind when I was over there today. We had, when she was going down there trying to pick the place out, she had told me where she wanted to be, Inglewood Cemetery. And she was like, man, we went to the IHOP around the corner from the place. I don't know if that's still there, to be honest with you. We sat down, ate, and we talked about it. You know, we talked about it while we ate, and then we went over there. She made a payment, I think that's how that went. She told me that the idea was to be in a mausoleum. But I think it was one of those situations where the mausoleum that she initially reserved for herself wasn't ready by when she passed. They hadn't finished building that thing, so we agreed to put her somewhere else. But that wasn't actually I don't believe that was the one that she agreed on. But it was like that thing wasn't gonna be ready for a whole nother year or something. So whatever the case may be, we just said, yeah, let's just put her where we put her. And I'm happy with it as far as how it went. And I would like to think she is too, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's just what it is, man. So yeah, that's what came to mind when I was going down there today. But for me, it was just about, let me go down there, not only because of what I said, but because it's free to ride the trains for the foreseeable future until the fires are basically straightened out. Metro is doing everybody a favor and just making the trains free. So I haven't really been taking advantage of that because, of course, I didn't really know it. Having the power off, and then when it's turned back on, I was getting ready to leave North Hollywood Station and tap. And as I was tapping, the cop next to me said, you could just go on through, it's free, and it had charged me. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? So I ended up paying for fares that I didn't need to. I took one of my free ones, so can't have that back. But, this has been a blessing in disguise in the sense that it saved a lot of money on transportation for all of us. So anybody that's out here, some people who don't want to drive, you should probably get out of your car and take the bus while it's free. I don't know how long it's going to be free, but it's free right now. Buses, trains, anything Metro in this area, it's free. So got to give Metro their credit for that. I think that's a damn good thing that they did for the city. So Yeah, man, just trying to find my way, man. I've been feeling, I tell you the truth, it was 2 days ago I was doing my exercise and getting ready to get in the shower, and I hated what I saw in the mirror. My body didn't look that great. And I just felt like, I was like, man, my body's really washed, man. I went from having a body that I love for like 2 years, exercising and stuff like that with the weights that I had and all that stuff I was doing at the house, to coming over here and getting in even better shape to where I look like a damn model. And then after 2 weeks of having some bad stomach issues with bloating, my six-pack was gone. I stopped stretching as much, and even though I was still doing my workouts, the stretching had disappeared, the ab work had disappeared, and the walking holding my stomach had disappeared. And my body just went washed rather quickly. And all of last year, I was never able to really get it back. And a couple days ago, I was just looking at myself like, man, what happened to you, boy? You fell off, man. Like, literally, I was saying that to myself. And I just started thinking about other things that didn't have nothing to do with my body in that same vein. Like, wow, I'm really about to be 41 in 7 months. And I haven't been able to get my footing this year, man, as it pertains to, like, since the turn of the year. It's just been, my grandfather passed away. We had to go bury him. And as soon as that ended, I had to be just displaced from the room as normal every 3 weeks, which is about to come up next Saturday. Came back, and like within 2 days, the fire started, took the power off. But before that, they had the water heater issue, so I'm having cold showers. They fixed the water heater. I have one hot shower, and then I'm back to cold showers because the power went off. So it's like, yo, I'm not able to, I haven't been really able to kind of land 13 days of this year starting. The one thing I can say about 25 so far is I ain't been able to catch my breath as it pertains to doing things that I love to do, doing things I normally do. And this meditation that I've been in, it's kind of pulled me away from some of that. And as I was telling you guys in one of my therapy sessions, I was getting some weird mixed type of vibes about what I thought the Lord was trying to tell me to do, and I wasn't happy about that. What he wanted, just I really am not having a very balanced start to my year. That's what it really comes down to. Some of my mental health stuff, I think it has to do with just being in my head. Like, ain't no anxiety or nothing like that. I ain't had no relapses to weed or anything like that. I haven't felt like being isolated any more than I normally do. Nothing like that. But it's just like, all right, let me try to get my footing, and I never can. Every time it feels like, all right, I can finally land, here comes something else to adjust to. And so that's kind of how I've been feeling. That's what 25 has been for me. You can't actually just be. It's always something you got to react to. And I'm sitting up here like, okay, what's next? Are the fires still burning? The winds are coming. Is there going to be more fire? I'm going to have to get the place from here. Now that everybody's been displaced as much as they, as many people as they have, 500,000 people, wherever it is, how strong is the demand going to be at the studio lodge where I live to get rooms? I don't know if it's going to be right away, but eventually people are going to figure out this place exists, and they're going to try to take every room, you know what I mean, till they get on their feet. It's like, am I going to have trouble being able to find rooms when I get this, every 3 weeks? And my uncle's now telling me, hey, man, I'll help you get an apartment. Go find one. But I'm like, I don't have a clue if it's not going to be a locked up housing market because of all these people that's been displaced who are likely going to want to stay here in LA. So I just think, and then everything on top of that, it's like, because we're in January, I got to do this thing with DPSS, which causes me a lot of stress, even though it's not that big a deal. But it's just like, you got to get the numbers right, and if the numbers ain't exactly the numbers they said it was last year as it pertains to how much you're making and the gift that's provided, they want you to fill out the information, and the information has to be done on a computer or your phone. And the phone issue that I had last year with that, and just the whole stress of trying to get on the phone with them, sitting on there listening to that stupid ass song for 3 hours, or getting up early in the morning and hoping you can catch them that way. I mean, it's just like, yo, this stresses me out, and that's compounded on top of the other stuff that I've been thinking about. So I just ain't really having a good start to my year, man. I ain't having a lot of fun with this, but you still got to keep pushing, and so that's what I'm trying to do. But I'd be lying if I said I felt all that great about 25 right now. I ain't starting off that great. but I'm getting closer to God. And I think, I mean, you know, I have to imagine the enemy wants to try to get away, you know, kind of pull me away from him and get back into just doing things the regular way. A little bit of seriousness, a little bit of folly, you know what I mean? Just not really all the way focused on meditating on the Lord, man. And it seems like the more I try to meditate in that way, the more things start to get harder for me. And I have to think that's because I've been praying for other people, not myself. Because in most of the meditation, I've been praying for others. So it's almost like you're doing damage to the enemy's plans. People that he don't want you praying for these people as hard as I've been praying for and that kind of thing. I think that's really what it comes down to. It's the unselfishness of the prayers that I think are offensive to the enemy, if I'm being completely honest with you. And you pray for yourself all day long. That selfishness, you know what I mean? He can feed off of selfishness. Oh, Lord, give me this, give me that, and make me healthy and make me this. And when I get that, I'm going to be so happy, and I can't thank you enough for all you done for me and all these me. That's not really where my head is, man. It's not really where my prayers are directed. So, yeah, pretty full moon out there tonight, man. That full moon is definitely affecting some people on the train. A few of them acting a little weird. And so I'm just, maybe that's part of my problem too. Maybe I'm acting a little strange, but whatever the case may be, I just felt after doing my laundry today, I did not want to sit in the house. Even though I got plenty of things I would love to do, a little art, work out a little something, maybe work on some playlists and things like that. I just did not want to stay in that place today. I didn't. In fact, I don't want to stay in there at all while this thing is free. The train is free and the buses are free. I don't want to be in the house. So, just trying to work it all out, man. And, give it to the Most High, man. Work things out. The word that came to mind last night was rectify. And that's another thing. Like, I'll be sitting there meditating, and it's like certain words bring forth more energy than others, I guess you can say. I'll be sitting there just doing my regular thing, and then I'll land on a word, and all of a sudden it'll be a different type of energy that comes my way. Like, okay, this is the subject of the night. As I was telling you guys last Saturday, I believe it was, happiness, joy, and fun. Last night the word rectify came to mind. Rectify, to sort things out, correct things, set things straight, or what have you. That's what the word was. And strength in finding oneself. I was praying for somebody else, and I was just running through things that I thought they could maybe benefit from. And when I landed on them finding themselves, it became a conversation of they will need the strength to do that, whatever that means to them for their life. It was like that was what the Lord was calling for me to kind of focus the prayer in on. So there's been a lot of stuff, fruitful stuff that's been coming from this meditation. But what I tell you is, it takes a while for that to come. I sit there for 25 minutes not thinking about nothing, damn near falling asleep, until I run my mind through certain things, and then it's like, okay, now this is what the night is about. This is what it actually is supposed to be. And so it's a lot of stuff like that that's just been going on, experiences. I'm just like, man, listen, I know the Lakers are back now, so I'm going to be focused more of the time that I would be meditating tonight on watching the Lakers, but I am enjoying what the journey the Lord is having me go on. It's been putting me through the ringer a little bit. Some of the mixed signals that I think I'm getting. This is for it's not. Yes, it is. And that type of thing has been kind of throwing me off. But one of the things that I can say is, as I mentioned to you guys, just interpreting his words, interpreting the intentions of his communication without jumping to conclusions. That was another one of those themes of the night a few nights ago. And you may think that the Lord is trying to tell you something, but don't jump to certain conclusions until you're certain the interpretation you're receiving is exactly aligned with what it is that he's sending you. Sometimes we'll mistake that, jump ahead of the game, and then ultimately be running with stuff that isn't what he's trying to say. And then you'll find yourself at odds with those things because, of course, the Lord has the last say. So it's like, if this is something you told me you wanted me to do, and then 2 days into doing it, you tell me, okay, it's not for you. What are we doing? And that was the kind of reward that I was having. But it's just like any other practice, man. We talk about repeating things and building things through repetition. Prayer, meditation, and communication with God is the same thing. The more you do it, the stronger you get. And the first time you do it, it may not feel like it makes any sense at all. Meditation in general. You may feel like you're an idiot sitting there in the dark trying to figure something out that ain't coming to mind. But you come back and do it again and again and again and again. Just like a workout, going to the gym, same thing. Just like, beginning a jog process, anything physical, stretching. First days, you can't do nothing. Give it about 3 months, see where you're at in regards to your stretch. Give it about 3 years and you'll be an expert at what you're doing. So long as you stay consistent with it and don't leave it alone. And that's the same thing when it comes to meditation and prayer. Same thing as it comes to trying to interpret the Holy Spirit's intentions upon your head when he speaks to you in whatever way he may. Some of us have that, so others do not. But at the end of the day, practice makes perfect in all practices of life and all intentions. The more you do it, just like with art, same thing. It expands to art as well. You're going to do it every day and you may start off not very strong. Give it about 3 months, you're going to have a lot of art and you're going to be better. Give it about 3 years and you're going to like what you see. You know what I mean? And you're going to have some ups and downs. Sometimes you're going to have clusters of art that you love. Others are going to be clusters that you can't stand. Sometimes you're going to feel like you hit a wall in regards to what you're doing, as if you can't get any better or that you don't feel it or whatever. Get through those moments, get through those times in anything you're trying to practice. And I guarantee you, by the time you get to that period of 3 years, whatever the heck, how long you're going to go, believe me, you're going to be better at it, you're going to be stronger with it, and you're going to take something from it that you definitely want. So that stands for any practice in life, anything you're trying to do. And just give it some time and come back to it. That's what I tell people. Just try again, Try again. And once you get through the process of being frustrated with trying again, or if it's exercise, soreness or whatever, once you start working it into your equation and get past those moments where it's uncomfortable, you're going to find out that it becomes a habit. And a habit can become an addiction, or a habit can become something you rely upon. And if it's a healthy thing, then you're not going to feel healthy unless you do it. You ain't going to feel right unless you do it. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to recover from the times where you couldn't, for whatever reason. For example, my exercise. When I first started doing my exercise, if I take 3 days off, it's hard to get myself back into it, getting back in shape or whatever, it's a process. But if you go at it and you keep that process up for 3-4 years, you may take a week off. You come back, that first 2 days may be rough. After that, you'll be back into the rhythm of what it is you've done, because you've backed up so much practice in regards to it. So that's with anything in life, man. That's human mastering of things and behavior of things. You can master a whole lot of things in life. Some people come along quicker than others. Some people adapt quicker than others. But if you're not measuring yourself against anybody else, but more so against the consistency of overcoming one's expectations for results, complacency in regards to not wanting to do it whatever day randomly, you overcome those two things and do the work and love the work, there's nothing that can stop you once you get to a point where you've worked it into habit. So I've been a little frustrated with my push-ups, because I've reached a point in my push-ups where I'm not seeing the definition that I just saw 5 months ago. Right? It's like my chest looked stronger 5 months ago when I was only doing 130 every set. Right now, I've worked my way up to 160 every set. My chest don't look that great, but it's like, it's not even about the results or what it looks like. It's just about building. And building is slow, do 160 for as long as I feel like it. When it starts getting easy, add one. You know what I mean? Add one. Same thing with my crunches. I started off with about 75 crunches several months ago. Add one every night. I think tonight we are doing 193, I believe it is, crunches, and just add one every night. You know, I started doing these knee to chest things that I used to do. I used to do 40 a day. Now it's like, okay, I'm doing those, but I do one set in the morning, one set at night, and I'm building. I'm not going to stop at 40. I'm at 41 right now. I'll add another one when I feel like it. But it's just about building. I don't care if I get the six pack. The point is, am I adding to my reps? That's really what it's about. If my body can accomplish 160 push-ups, then it doesn't really matter if I'm getting a great chest or not, because I'm going for 161. I'm going for 162. I'm going for 163. You feel me? So that's really how I measure it. Not by results as it pertains to the look of what I'm doing, but as it pertains to the building upon what it is that I've been doing. Same thing with my suitcase squats. 110 every set, 5 sets a day. I was at 94 for like 3 months. Added one, and then I upped my add as I continued on the process. And this just happens to be where we're at, 110. So it's like, you know, not really interested in whether or not I got a lot of weight in that thing, or whether or not my body feel like doing it in a given moment. We don't take no days off. Only days I take off is when I have to, when that thing is filled with stuff every 3 weeks when I get displaced. But other than that, I'm doing those every morning. It's not even a workout. Now that I've been doing it for a year, that ain't no workout. That's how I get out of bed. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, and when I first started, I could barely do 60, and it was painful. So it's like, but I kept coming back to it, kept adding to it, and allowed for myself to see where I am today. So it's like, my push-ups could be better. I could be doing deeper push-ups. I could be going all the way to the ground and pushing up. But I do like half push-ups, you know, I do the best of my ability, and I keep adding to that. Now, maybe if I go a little deeper, I can only do 40 or 50, right? But at the same time, it's like, as I continue to build strength in my chest, then I'll be more likely to be comfortable going deeper based on where I'm at right now. So it's like, I don't really get on my case to say, well, you're not doing enough, you're not doing them right. Just keep building on what it is you are doing, and then challenge yourself to do them differently once you get to a certain point. So even though I haven't been seeing the progress I want to see in my push-ups, the reality is my chest has been giving me hell. You know what I mean? It's been hurting, and it's been sore. So I know the muscle's building. It's just not looking very vain right now. But if I keep this up, you know, it's not like I'm gonna ever stop. So that's how I look at it. At this point, just keep going until my body can't do it anymore, until I'm too old to actually do it. So I just want to encourage people, man. It sounds like it's a lot, but it starts small, man. Everything I do, I start small and just build. And art, playlist work. I did the same thing with poetry back in the day. Everything I operate in my operation is that way, including walking down the street. You know what I mean? Just continue to build. I don't care what the results look like, whether I look like a model or if I look like a fat guy. I'm doing the same work. And that's the reality of it. I've only been building on everything I've been doing. Only thing I can say I fell off on was the stretching, and now that got it back on. So, man, I'd be happy with what I see in the mirror right now. But if I keep where I'm going, we'll see where I'm at by June. We'll see where I'm at by December. And we'll see if I have the same things to say about it. So that's what I'm here to tell y'all, man. Just can't worry about your age. I'm 40, you know what I mean? 41 in August. Can't worry about your age. Because if you're adding every day, it's going to equate to you getting stronger regardless of you aging. And that's what I'm starting to understand. Yeah, you're going to have them days where you don't have it, but you still do it that day too. You know what I mean? Those are the days you just hurt a little more when you try to do it. But, you know, I know a lot of people, they don't want to start this process. They don't want to go down that path because they see the uphill battle or whatever it is they have to do. But this is a pattern for any type of plan that you want for yourself. You start small, you build incrementally, and you don't worry about the results or the look. Just do it, you know what I mean? And as you do it, the less difficult it is to come back and do it, you know? Just gotta win those battles when it's not easy, when it's absolutely foreign, when it feels weird, when you're absolutely sore. You win those battles those days, and you're really going to see the results you're looking for soon enough when you become in love with the work. So we've had conversations like this before. I don't think this is the first time I've said anything like this. I probably made this video about 3 times since doing this channel, but I just want people to understand that that's how I approach the work that I do. And I haven't been happy with what I see, but I haven't stopped the work either. And that's really what it's about. Not necessarily me being happy, but me being progressing in what I'm doing. And so, yeah, man, that's pretty much where I'll leave this video. I'm pretty sure I got other things to say, but I think it's a perfect way to end this one. My name is BDL44. I thank y'all for watching.